How long will you play Captain Marvel for?
I don't know. Does anyone want me to do it again?
Don't be so modest.
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
Is there any competition between the different sects, the different groups?
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest.
Which is your favorite MCU dynamic duo? I'm gonna go Carol and Fury.
Yeah, me too. Because I am actually the strongest.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna blow this bitch up.
How did I live this long? That's a terrible idea.
Yeah, well, when a bad idea is the only idea, it becomes a great.
Girls, I'm not a hater like y'all, but there's nothing I appreciate more than a good behind-the-scenes showdown. And honey, Deadpool 3, it's serving drama with a capital D. You know what, girls? Ryan Reynolds is out here swinging a sledgehammer at Disney's plans. And let me tell you, Brie Larson's Captain Marvel cameo has become the center of this Hollywood storm. Disney, with its relentless obsession to keep the MCU wheels turning, wanted Brie Larson front and center to pave the way for their next big move. But Ryan? He's not just sipping the tea, he's spilling it everywhere. Word is he pushed back hard against the forced dialogue and that over-the-top MCU marketing they love so much. I don't think I could ever overstate how intense the back and forth got. It was months of high-stakes battles, and in the end, Reynolds made the wild decision to cut Brie from the film entirely. Yup, you heard me right. Now, this isn't just some small scene hitting the cutting room floor. This is a full-blown power play that's left Disney's grand vision in shambles. It's got everyone wondering, has Ryan Reynolds just pulled off the boldest move yet against Disney's iron grip on Marvel? Did he really just shatter the MCU's carefully crafted future to keep Deadpool's spirit intact? If you don't know, girls, now you know. This isn't just movie news, it's a saga. And Ryan Reynolds might just be the ultimate anti-hero we didn't know we needed.
Builds a team, the X-Force, and the studio was like, yes, like synergy, Avengers, like that's what we're gonna get out of this, it's gonna be great. And I was like, yeah, they're all amazing, they're all like super huge stars, it's gonna be awesome.
There's rumors all about all these insane cameos that may or may not be in the movie. I know you have a good poker face, but I've seen a few names floating around.
I would say that they're not, like, we don't really have cameos as much as surprises.
Taylor Swift.
What happened? I wish she made good Deadpool. funny.
Are there cameos?
There are surprises. I would say that the folks that do show up in the movie that somehow, I have no idea how we've managed to keep it secret, given the internet and all this stuff, because somehow it hasn't come out. I would say that they're more surprises because they have beginnings, middles, and ends. They're not like, it's not just like hey, there's the person and we move on. It's they're there.
I'm not a hater like y'all, but let's get into the real tea about Ryan Reynolds axing Brie Larson from Deadpool 3. This wasn't just a casual casting change. It was Reynolds going toe-to-toe with Disney and its relentless MCU branding. You know what, girls? Brie's cameo as Captain Marvel was supposed to be Disney's golden ticket, a strategic plug to boost hype for upcoming MCU blockbusters, like Fantastic Four. For Disney, this cameo was more than a quick appearance. It was a full-blown marketing scheme. But Reynolds? He wasn't having it. To him, it felt like a forced distraction, a cheesy corporate nod that screamed, "Look, we're building Phase 5." Insiders say Larson's script was packed with what Reynolds called MCU ad copy. And it clashed hard with Deadpool's chaotic, self-aware style. And if you don't know, girls, Reynolds is more than just the star. He's the beating heart of this anti-hero franchise that lives for unexpected jokes, unpredictable stunts, and zero loyalty to the superhero playbook. Imagine Captain Marvel popping in with her MCU spokesperson energy. Ugh, it would have watered down Deadpool's entire vibe. But let's dig deeper. Why did Reynolds really throw down over this? The truth is, Deadpool thrives on being the opposite of Disney's polished, over-engineered universe. Forcing it to fit into Phase 5 would have wrecked its essence. Reynolds saw that and fought like hell, not just to keep Deadpool authentic, but to push back against what he calls Marvel's assisted living approach to movies. You know, where everything has to fit perfectly into their grand puzzle. And girls, here's where it gets juicy. Some insiders say Reynolds had enough of Disney riding on Deadpool's wild success to boost its own franchise. He's over the whole synergy game. He wants Deadpool raw, untamed, and off the MCU assembly line, not Disney's puppet in its endless quest for expansion. Larson's cameo? One too many for Reynolds. He wasn't about to let Deadpool 3 become a teaser trailer for Phase 5. So, the lengths he went to cut her out? That wasn't just a casting decision, it was a statement. Reynolds is drawing the line, making it crystal clear that Deadpool isn't another cog in Disney's machine. He's seen the fan fatigue, the backlash over bloated storylines and forced cameos, and he's making sure Deadpool stays true to itself. The question remains, was Larson's Captain Marvel cameo ever really necessary, or just another notch in Disney's belt? I don't think I could ever side with turning Deadpool into an MCU infomercial. And it seems Reynolds couldn't either.
Here's every single character that had a cameo in Deadpool and Wolverine. Obviously, big spoilers if you still haven't seen the movie. Let's start with some of the smaller cameos, which were characters like Happy Hogan and Hunter B-15 from the Loki series, Sabretooth, Pyro, Toad, and Juggernaut from the original X-Men trilogy, as well as Daphne Keen's X-23 from the Logan movie. Now, there's a scene where Deadpool goes through the multiverse trying to find a version of Wolverine to bring back to the TVA, and it's here where we get a small cameo from the Incredible Hulk, as well as a variant from Wolverine played by Henry Cavill himself. Now, the cameos in this movie people are not going to be able to stop talking about are definitely going to have to be Wesley Snipes coming back as Blade, Chris Evans returning as Johnny Storm aka the Human Torch, and Channing Tatum finally being introduced as Gambit after all these years. Oh, and I totally forgot about Jennifer Garner's cameo as Elektra, but I'm sure most of you also did. And finally, some of the Deadpool variants had cameos from celebrities such as Blake Lively as Lady Deadpool, Nathan Fillion behind the voice of Headpool, Matthew McConaughey was there as Cowboy Pool, and even Tom Holland's brother Harry played a variant of Deadpool in this.
I'm not a hater like y'all, but let's be real. Brie Larson's Captain Marvel cameo in Deadpool 3 wasn't just unnecessary. It was the textbook definition of an MCU marketing ploy. Think about it. Deadpool, the king of breaking the fourth wall and roasting everything in sight, would have been stuck with a 10-minute cameo that screamed, "Hey, don't forget about our future projects." It wasn't storytelling, it was salesmanship. You know what, girls? Disney had a game plan. They were ready to use Captain Marvel's presence as a shiny bridge to promote the Fantastic Four and whatever else they've got cooking. They hoped we'd all swallow that hook, line, and sinker. But let's call it what it is. A transparent attempt to turn Deadpool into something he's never been. Just another cog in Disney's predictable marketing machine. And guess who wasn't having it? Ryan Reynolds. Reynolds, who practically breathes life into Deadpool, saw right through this. To him, Larson's cameo wasn't just a minor plot point. It was a billboard, a scripted distraction to plant seeds for future MCU movies. Deadpool's magic lies in his chaos, satire, and sheer unpredictability, not in forced appearances by Avengers roster members. If you don't know, girls, the saddest part is that Disney seems to have forgotten what makes Deadpool so legendary. Rather than letting Deadpool 3 stand as its own bold, unapologetic story, they were determined to shoehorn it into their bigger narrative. Larson's cameo wasn't about adding depth or relevance to the plot. It was a calculated PR move, wrapped up in a superhero suit. Reynolds made the right call cutting it. So now we're left with the real question. Is Deadpool 3 Disney's first major loss in the battle between creative freedom and corporate control?
Wasn't me. I've been trying to get it made for 11 years. Yeah, we developed the script 6 years ago, wrote this fantastic script. It leaked online and Deadpool fans went nuts for it. So the studio granted us a small amount of money to make test footage. This test footage that we shot then sat on the shelf for 4 years, as it does. They didn't do anything with it. And then about just a little under 2 years ago, it leaked accidentally onto the internet. Well, here's the thing. The fans freaked out, the Deadpool fans freaked out and overwhelmed Fox, and Fox basically had to greenlight the movie. The problem was, like, this footage was owned by Fox and sort of illegal. I know that one of us did it. Like, there's four of us. There's me, Rhett Reese, Paul Wernick, and Tim Miller, the director. One of us did it.
Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know who did it. Yeah.
We all sort of said at the beginning, someone should leak it. Someone should leak it. So the idea was planted, but I'm 70% sure.
Don't try to chase me.
Wait!
I'm not ready to be touched again. All these old guys on the wall. Who lives here? Callista Flockhart? Those were already damaged after they fell there. What am I supposed to do around here anyway? Sit in a share circle, talk about my feelings? And how would I do that exactly? Because where the fuck is everyone? It's always just you and Negasonic Teenage longest name ever.
I said no touching.
What the? I'm not a hater like y'all, but let's talk about how Disney's iron grip on the Marvel Cinematic Universe is getting a real shakeup. And it's all thanks to Ryan Reynolds. There's nothing I appreciate more than a bold move in cutting Brie Larson's cameo in Deadpool 3. That's exactly what's happening here. You know what, girls? Reynolds is refusing to let this film become just another cog in Disney's well-oiled marketing machine. And I don't think I could ever respect him more for it. Disney has always prided itself on meticulously crafting every Marvel film to fit perfectly into its grand interconnected universe. But Deadpool 3 is proving to be the exception, a thorn in the side of the studio's predictable blueprint. Reynolds isn't just cutting cameos, he's making a stand, a monumental one, against corporate mandates that stifle genuine artistic vision. This isn't just a trimmed down scene, this is a line in the sand. If this gamble pays off, and Deadpool 3 becomes a smash hit without Disney's usual heavy-handed tie-ins, it'll be proof that fans are hungry for something more than the same old MCU formula. It'll show that Marvel can succeed with stories that break free from Disney's suffocating grip. And let me tell you, if that happens, it'll be the biggest mistake Disney ever made by underestimating what audiences really want. So girls, keep an eye on this one. If Reynolds' rebellion succeeds, it could send shockwaves through Disney's future plans and finally push the studio toward giving filmmakers the creative freedom they've been craving. Deadpool 3 might just be the proof we need that even Marvel's biggest powerhouse can be challenged when real creativity fights back.
At the junket, and I'll bring it up again. I mean, people genuinely love this movie, and they love the collaboration of the three of you. Have there been those additional phone calls after all this box office success at Marvel being like, so let's talk about the future?
I don't, I would say that, Sean and I have been, pretty clear and I think in the most loving way, because talk about the greatest uptown problem any human beings could have is, a studio like that saying, what's next, or how can we make something, else? And but this movie was made as a complete experience. It wasn't meant to be a commercial for another movie. It wasn't meant to be any of that stuff. And I think that there's I get a great deal of joy making a movie like that. But honestly, right in this moment, I have no idea if I'll ever wear that Deadpool suit again. And I hope I do, but I don't know. I mean, it's right now is a time to just kind of hang it up for a bit and see what happens next.
And I will say, because a lot of people have asked me, were you pressured to service a next movie or to set up something in Avengers, or to, really, to their credit, neither Disney or Marvel ever asked us to service anything beyond one really satisfying self-contained story. And we made exactly that with their support. So as far as the future...
So girls, don't be a stranger. Hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for our next video. You won't want to miss it. Trust me, it's going to be a wild ride.